Crosses over on Beverly. Float game for the win. Tyrese. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. Halliburton for the lead. 1.3 to go. They do have a timeout. Carlisle's going to let him play. Halliburton steps back and hits Tyrese Halliburton.
Halliburton. He'll take it. He'll backpedal a three for the win. And
With us being in the middle of the NBA offseason, I keep on thinking back on how this NBA season ended, and with the Pacers coasting to the 4th seed after being 20-9 after All-Star break to close out the NBA season, they finished with a 50-33 record. We all know they got insanely hot in the playoffs, with Halliburton being the engine and the focal point of the offense, Siakam averaging 20 points per game in every single series and won himself the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, Nembhard, who always steps up come playoff time, does it again. We don't expect anything less from him. Nesmith, who takes a leap defensively and is a hound on the ball, fighting over screens, running around all over the court defensively, and his 3-point field goal percentage is really solid. And then he brings all that effort defensively for a player that's, actually playing really solid defense. He's the definition of a 3-and-D player. Not a lot of guys in the league are giving you the 3 and the D.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
It's either one or the other, and they get paid. Duncan Robinson, Luke Kennard, Lou Dort. Sometimes he can hit the 3, sometimes he can't, but he's always going to bring the defense. So it's kind of like give or take. When you're talking about Aaron Nesmith, he can do both. TJ McConnell, the veteran who moves at his own pace on offense with that mid-range pull-up, but also plays great on-ball defense. Benedict Mathurin, their young star who really was able to make an impact in these playoffs, bringing a lot of scoring off the bench, being able to help the starters and alleviate the pressure. They don't have to score every single bucket. He can come in off the bench and give you some juice. We have Miles Turner, who was the longest tenured Pacer. I think he played a good 10 seasons just for Indiana. He played good defense all playoffs long, but he would struggle when it came to shooting the 3 ball. And that's really what, made Miles Turner, is hitting that 3 ball at a good clip. And especially in the finals, he didn't hit it that well. He was playing solid defense. He couldn't rebound and couldn't shoot. So it was tough out there for Miles. The Pacers this past season were a deep team who had contributions from everyone, and they were able to make the NBA Finals. When was the last time we were able to see a team really get hot going into the playoffs and make the NBA Finals? You can say the Miami Heat, who ended up as the 8th seed and made it against the Nuggets and lost in 5, but I still don't think they had the same hype as this Pacers team, because genuinely to me, when they were healthy with Halliburton in this playoffs, they were underdogs in a lot of the series besides the Bucks, but they weren't that much of an underdog. To me, it was more they didn't have a go-to scorer, so they're going to be considered the underdog. But when you have a team that can all score together as a committee, with guys coming off the bench, guys starting, guys just working together as a team, Halliburton loves to push the pace. The team is tough. The Pacers were a well-oiled machine when it comes to their offense. They had one of the most fun offenses to watch. They play with pace and space and move the ball a ton. They always wanted to apply pressure on the defense and make sure they're in rotation, making sure they're covering the open guy. The Pacers have a really fun offense to watch. When you talk about how everything ended for Indiana, it's one of the most sad moments I can remember. You're in Game 7 of the NBA Finals after battling series after series, and your best player, Tyrese Halliburton, gets injured. And it's not just a normal injury. He tears his Achilles. He knows instantly his Achilles popped. To be in that moment and not be able to finish out the series where you put your heart and sweat into is brutal. I do feel bad for Halliburton because the team already looks a little different. Who knows if he will ever get back to that spot again. Who knows? With that being said, Miles Turner left and he signs a deal to go to Milwaukee, a 4-year, $107 million deal to the close rival Milwaukee Bucks. He leaves after the Indiana Pacers management were talking about how they were going to go into the luxury tax to try and pay Miles Turner, but then he didn't have the best NBA Finals performances. So it was a whole bunch of craziness. So he ends up going to Milwaukee. So now you don't have Miles Turner, you don't have Tyrese Halliburton, you re-signed Isaiah Jackson, you re-signed James Wiseman, who you actually had. You had him, then he tore his Achilles. You went to Toronto, got waived, and now he's back here. The center play for y'all has to be addressed, unless Isaiah Jackson and these guys are really gonna blossom into something special. But you need a guy who can space the floor, because that's what your offense is good at. That is what Rick Carlisle needs. That is what Halliburton needs. When he's penetrating, he needs a guy that he can kick to. Now you might be like, oh, we got Jay Huff. I know, you guys got Jay Huff. He essentially does what Miles Turner does, but with less defense, less mobility. He can shoot the 3-ball. He can get some rebounds. So it's not the worst. It is a smart move. And when you have him with some of the younger guys, maybe you can make it work. And especially with no Halliburton this year, who really cares who your center is? You might be saying Jalen Smith, but he already left to go to the Bulls, and he signed on a 3-year, $27 million deal. So the Pacers on the center position are pretty much stuck. I'm not going to lie to you. I think this upcoming NBA season for the Pacers is going to be interesting, whether or not they will be able to really compete. Their team is solid still without Halliburton, but with your best player being hurt and your starting center, who was there and who was your longest guy, is gone, it's going to be tough to try and stay afloat and try to make playoffs with guys like Andrew Nembhard, Benedict Mathurin, Siakam, Aaron Nesmiths of the world. You've got teams like Philly. You've got teams like the Cavs, the Knicks, the new look Hawks, the new look Magic, and now you don't have Halliburton. You don't have Miles Turner. It's a tough ask. I do think their ceiling would be about like a 7-8 seed in the East, because I don't think you have to be that good of a team to obtain those seeds in the Eastern Conference. They could be a 10 seed, win 2, and now you're the 8 seed. You never know. You literally never know. But I can also see the other side of some of the Pacers fans where it's like, yo, let's just have a down season this year. We got our pick back from the Pelicans in a trade. So now we have our own first round pick. So now this year, no matter what we do, we can draft another rookie next year, and then Halliburton comes back with another rookie. Then you can make a move for a center. Then you can come back and compete. But this might just be a year where you have to retool, chill a little bit, and it might just be an off year for the Pacers. The lower you are, the higher the pick you might be able to obtain. Obviously, I know it's all percentages, and the draft lottery is crazy. I'm a Wizards fan. Trust me, I know the shit's crazy. But the Pacers getting their own first round pick back is so tough. That's great for them. Can we see Andrew Nembhard take a scoring jump in the regular season? Can we see the young guys continue to compete and make games close? I love watching the Pacers this past season and what they did to get to the finals. It was so fun to watch. The biggest question is, can we see the same success they just had last year once Halliburton comes back? Once they get another rookie, once they get a better center, can they make another NBA Finals push? Or was it just a 1-year fluke? Do you think it's wraps? You think it's done for the Indiana Pacers, small market team? Couldn't get the job done. That was it. Let me know down in the comments. I'm down to talk some basketball. I took my bonnet off. I have gotten a bonnet comment at least one time in every video. So here we are with no bonnet. Made it the whole video. If you guys do enjoy this, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. I'll be back on Friday with another video. I'm out. Peace.